You've been a part of multiple dunk contests in your past. What do you think that prep process is like for these players right now? What are your expectations going in?
Well, it's a little different now. You know, when Mike and I and Drexler and Dr. Day, all of us was doing it, you know, it was basically the spontaneous. We never worked on the stuff beforehand. But I think the thing that that's on your mind when you're going into this dunk contest is the field that you're going against. You know, my first one, I'm going against Dr. J, Larry Nance, and Edgar Jones, all these guys, man, guys who are high flyers. I was nervous. I was nervous as hell. But I was also eager to compete. And so, you go in these contests and you want to do well, especially if it's your first one, but sometimes you kind of get in awe of people that you've seen do it before. I think after I got my first dunk contest out of the way, because I was more in awe because Dr. J was in that contest, so I didn't really perform to the level I wanted to. But that very next year, I think it was in Indianapolis, and I won that one. And man, I just remember saying to myself, don't miss, just don't miss, because some of the dunks most of the dunks I did in dunk contests was dunks I did in a game. So I didn't have to really prepare for the dunk contest in a sense, because it was dunks that I was already doing. So I didn't worry about missing dunks, but it still makes you a little nervous when you go on into an arena and you're a sellout crowd and, they're screaming and hollering, they're anticipating something great. You don't want to mess up. So that's where the nervousness comes from.
What are your pieces of advice to Jalen Green, Obi Toppin, Juan Toscano-Anderson, Cole Anthony, as they prepare and get into this dunk contest?
I think that one of the things that, any advice I can give to guys is that don't try to save your best for last. You want to set the stage. You want to come out with a very strong dunk, your very first dunk, because, you want everybody to chase you. And so you got to come out with a very, very good dunk your first time out. Because if you end up saving something, hopefully get to the next round, you might lose out and not make it. So you want to come out strong at the very beginning.
You've been commentating before. How do you evaluate each dunk? Is there an advantage if guys try to do stuff from the past? Is it trying to be more creative? Does it help Cole Anthony that he's the shortest guy in the competition? How would you kind of fare when you go into evaluating?
I think a little guys always have the edge. I really do, because, he has, in a lot of sense, a more degree of difficulty because of his size. Spud Webb, Nate Robinson, two prime examples of that. And so, if you got a little guy who can really fly and he can do a really cool dunk, it looks even more dramatic, him doing it, than someone who's bigger. It's not a whole lot of different dunks that you can do. Every dunk has been attempted, it has been done. It's that's putting your own twist to that particular dunk.
Who is your favorite dunker of all time? You can include yourself if you want.
Well, I would say Dr. J, because Dr. J was a granddaddy of us all. He's the one that started it, he and David Thompson. So if I had to pick a person, I would say him, because he made the contest relevant. He made it exciting, and he had the theatrics, he was like a ballerina with sneakers, he was so graceful. And so Dr. J, definitely.
Who was your favorite participant to go against when you were in the dunk contest? Was it MJ? Was it someone else?
You pretty much answered the question. Michael, man, yeah, Michael was something, So I love competing against Mike, and he loved competing against me because we set a stage, what the dunk contest should be like.